She was at the point of tears. And you know, if you've experienced it before, if you go to urinate or you go and bathe, it can, the pain is something else. I actually call these things toilet infection, that you get it from the toilet. Is it really true that you get it from the toilet? So just sit back and relax, and we explain this to you. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome once again to Chilling with the Doctors. Hooray! And on this channel, we share with you information that will dramatically improve your health. You know what the Bible says about my people perish for lack of knowledge. So we equip you with knowledge so that you can make informed decisions concerning your health. Talking today about vaginal itching. When your private part, you feel this burning sensation. You see, when I was in medical school, I had this classmate that was this prim and proper type. And on this particular day, I noticed just like 10 a.m., she was already sweating. She was looking disheveled. And I was like, sis, what's the problem? And she told me that she's having this burning itching in her private part. This burning sensation. And you know, it is usually worse when you go and take a bath. Then you will dance Azoto. And that is what this young lady was going through. And what she went through is not uncommon. Many women experience this burning in their private parts, where you have this discharge that looks in the textbooks we read in medical school. These books are written by the whites. They call it cottage cheese. But if you don't know what cottage cheese is, it looks like pap, you know, white pap, when raw pap, when you've not made it. That's how it is. It doesn't usually smell bad. And then it itches, it burns. When you are urinating, you feel this burning thing. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be looking at the causes, we're going to be looking at how to prevent it, and we're going to be looking at how to treat it, and we'll be addressing misconceptions about this. Now, native doctors usually, you know, those people that move with speakers on their vehicles, they usually call these things toilet infection, that you get it from the toilet. Is it really true? So the truth about these infections is that they are caused by a fungus. It is not usually sexually transmitted. It is caused by a fungi called Candida, and Candida has a lot of species under it. That is what causes this. It is not usually sexually transmitted. So relax, because I've seen girls that are virgins that have it, and they're like, okay, since I've never had sex before, then that means I probably got it from the toilet. No. Naturally, these fungi exist in our private parts. One interesting thing you should note about our body, the woman's body, is that there are a host of bacteria and fungi living inside there. Naturally, it is God that created it that way. So you don't need to feel bad about it. Everybody has bacteria in their private part, which is what we always tell people, that if you go and do a swab test and they tell you that you have swab staph, all of us have staph. These bacteria are naturally there. Now, if peradventure the yeast, because the fungus, I told you that this fungus is also a yeast, if it outgrows the bacteria, because they are supposed to have a balance, if it outgrows the bacteria, that is when you now start having those symptoms. Now, what makes this yeast to outgrow it? What causes this thing to outgrow the bacteria? What causes this? Number one is antibiotics. Many of us every time we are going to chemist, we are going to treat typhoid. I'm having this headache, treated malaria, okay, let me treat typhoid, and we take a lot of antibiotics. Sometimes we have cough and catarrh, give me augmentin. You go for surgery and they give you this antibiotics. What happens is that as you swallow it, it enters your body and kills the bacteria, so this fungus now grows. Some of you would have experienced it, that after taking antibiotics, that is when you experience this itching. So if you are always taking antibiotics, even to treat toilet infections, you find out that you may now come down with the side effect of having these fungal infections. Another thing that causes it is if you always keep that place warm. If you've ever made bread before, you realize that when you want your yeast to proof, you put it in a warm area. Oh, thinking about bread, I feel like making bread right now. you put it in a warm area and it helps the yeast to multiply. So if your down there is always very warm, then the bacteria will go. So what makes that place very warm? If you are always wearing tights, you're always wearing jeggings, leggings, tight jeans for most part of the day, that place is going to be very warm, and what will happen is that the yeast, this fungus, will grow and grow and grow, which is why we tell young ladies you don't need to wear all these things. Sometimes you can join the tokemak in one's them and join the no pants gang. If you want to go to bed, if you're not on your period, you do not need to actually wear panties. The thing that we do that makes this bacteria, this fungus, to outgrow the bacteria is when we do the douching, when we try to wash inside the private parts. Even after you're finished doing with your partner, a male partner, and he has released inside your body, you don't need to wash it out. Let's not forget that semen is also natural. A man has semen in his body. Is it toxic to him? It's not toxic to him. So if a man releases inside of you, you don't need to go and wash it out. Many of us feel we want to be clean. We use a lot of products to wash and wash. What happens is that when you wash and wash, you kill the bacteria, which is why they tell us during COVID, this COVID era, say wash your hand. What are they telling you to do when you wash your hand? You are trying to remove germs from your hand. So when you wash and wash inside, you are removing the natural bacteria there, and yeast are a little stronger than bacteria, so they now tend to outgrow, and you may have those symptoms. So you see a lady because many of us sometimes feel that if you have this candida infection, it means you're dirty, so you want to wash and wash. Is actually counterproductive. Washing and washing will make you every time you are treating toilet infections. So other 8 times that women may have this is if they are pregnant, if you have diabetes mellitus. For some women, that may be the first symptoms they have, that they are always having itching down there. Or if somebody has HIV/AIDS, because what happens is that HIV, the body's immunity is down, so you may find yourself itching and itching. So what do you do to prevent this? Like we said, don't use antibiotics indiscriminately except it has been prescribed. Ensure that you keep your place airy. The tights are not necessary. Yes, I know that sometimes you need it for comfort, especially if you're on the big side, but from time to time, leave yourself free. Then don't douche. It is very important. Don't douche. Wear cotton panties. Cotton panties have a way of absorbing all the extra sweat. Now I know you may be asking, now what about those pills that people are putting inside, that when they put it inside, it brings out, it detoxes their body? Honestly, I am not going to make any comment about those for now, because I am a medical doctor. I am not a native practitioner. I've even read things about it that it has spiritual cleansing. I'm not a spiritualist, so I will not make comments about whether that can remove. But all I know is that with these few tips, you will find that you will stop having that sweaty, that itching, that burning sensation. It's going to reduce drastically. So then, to conclude, how then do you treat it? It is important for you to see a medical professional to treat it. You know why I said that? I know you want me to just tell you the drugs to take, but the reason why I said that is that a lot of women, it is when they have this itching and itching that you may now diagnose them with diabetes, HIV, and co. I'm not saying you have HIV, but what I'm trying to say is that it is still best you see a healthcare professional, a medical doctor, to diagnose your type and decide what you need. For most women, what they need is that pessary that you insert into your body in the night. So what you need to do in the night, you just put it, you use it every night, and it's advisable that when you are using them, you abstain from sexual intercourse, and then, because of course the semen will wash out everything, and if you use condoms, the condoms may burst. It's also advisable that you use them when you're not on your periods, and you'll be home and dry, so you don't need to wash inside. In a subsequent video, I am going to teach you how to wash your private parts. So share this video with your young daughters in school. I saw a woman the other day in a pharmacy that came to buy a lot of all these wash things. Say her daughters are always having itching. Share it with them. Share with young ladies so that they don't spend so much money buying one concoction or the other, one pill or the other, just for something as simple as this. This is a very simple infection. The treatments cost less than 1,000 naira. You don't need to spend more than that to get yourself treated. Remember, it is not by how expensive a medicine is that determines if it is going to work well. Even when you are using the right medicine, if you keep on douching, if you keep on taking antibiotics indiscriminately or wearing warm clothes, or if you have diabetes and your blood sugar is not controlled, you find out that you keep on still going back for treatment. I hope you have found these tips useful. If you did, kindly subscribe and kindly share them. You can share them on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp groups, so that you may help somebody from suffering from boiling so-called toilet infection. Thank you very much. Till we come your way next time. Bye.